even her.
So will you do me
She's
a
a
favor
failure.
and listen? All the communities who fail,
Yes.
because every single one of you have not worked
Yes,
for
that
us.
is why we are
So
here.
they're going to get called out.
Those political leaders, they think that they are smarter than us. When the election time is next, they will come and say, we have done this and this and this. We office they are lying. I was in Kayali. I'm saying Helen Zille must leave. That's all. Helen Zille must leave.
Today, we bring you to the heart of a moment of frustration, hope, and urgency in one of South Africa's most important cities. The scene is the streets of Johannesburg, where residents gathered outside the city's council chambers, raising a powerful cry: Zille must go. This protest, driven by the city's long-standing water crisis, draws attention not only to taps running dry, but to deeper questions about service delivery, governance, and accountability. In this video, I will set the stage for what led to this protest, offer the historical context you need to understand how we got here, then analyze the current state of affairs, what the key players are saying, and what this all might mean for the future. If you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss my future political commentary pieces. And please engage in the comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. Let's begin with setting the scene. On a recent Saturday morning, hundreds of Johannesburg residents marched to the city's council chambers in Braamfontein. They carried signs demanding clean water for all, chanting slogans and refusing to remain silent. Among them was prominent political figure Helen Zille, the mayoral candidate of the Democratic Alliance, DA, whose arrival was met with a mix of hope and heavy pushback from the crowd. Many shouted, "Zille must go," as a reflection of the frustration not just with one person, but with a system they feel has failed them. The protest was led by civil society organizations under the banner of the Joburg Crisis Alliance, JCA, pointing out that they are not aligned with any party, but rather demanding the most basic of services: reliable water. In short, this is not a rally for a party, but cry for dignity, for taps that run, for fairness, for services. And the stakes are high. To understand how we got here, we need to look back. Johannesburg is South Africa's largest city and economic engine. For decades, it has grown, absorbed populations, faced many infrastructure challenges. Water is obvious. It is life. It is health. It is economy. Over time, however, the water system in Johannesburg has come under increasing strain. Reports show that in recent years the city has suffered from aging infrastructure, leaks, illegal connections, electricity problems that impact water pumping, and financial pressures. In 2024 and into 2025, the situation worsened. Outlying areas experienced prolonged water outages, schools and clinics faced supply interruptions, and residents were left empty-handed or forced to queue for tanker water. Meanwhile, political leadership in Johannesburg has been unstable. The ruling party, African National Congress, ANC, has faced criticism over mismanagement. Coalitions have fractured, and service delivery has become a major battleground. As public trust eroded, water became a symbol of failure and frustration. Turning now to where things stand today, the water crisis in Johannesburg is very real and very serious. According to Dr. Fariel Adam of the NGO WaterCan, who spoke at the protest, more than 130 areas in the city have experienced some form of water disruption this year. The crisis has moved beyond inconvenience. It's now affecting human rights, economic activity, and health. Schools without water, hospitals struggling, small businesses forced to shut or pay for alternative supply. These are not distant abstractions. They affect daily lives in tangible ways. The protest organizers delivered a demands list to the Mayor Dada Morero, asking for transparent governance of the water board, publication of tanker contract costs, improved pipe supply to informal settlements, and independent oversight of funds. Mayor Morero did appear at the protest, but avoided concrete commitments, promising to meet demonstrator leaders instead. Citizens have interpreted this as insufficient. Meanwhile, Helen Zille, president of the demonstration, made public remarks that her party has identified 22 water systems in critical condition, promising proper financial management if the DA gains control. The situation thus finds itself in a duel of demand and promise. Residents demanding action now. Political figures offering solutions, but subject to skepticism. From one perspective, the protesters have a strong moral footing. The right to water is a basic human right. When taps run dry, it is more than an inconvenience. It becomes a question of dignity, equality, and justice. Residents say they have been patient and polite, yet they face repeated failures and broken promises. From another perspective, the city and water bodies are dealing with real structural problems. Old infrastructure, financial constraints, high losses through leaks, illegal connections, drought-related stress, power outages. These do not resolve overnight. The governance challenge is also real. Even if the DA takes over, turning around a system with 22 or more critical subsystems still in rundown condition is a heavy lift. What is clear is that no single side is free of accountability. Civil society must be vigilant. Authorities must act decisively, and political actors must deliver beyond slogans. The slogan, "Zille must go," reflects frustration not only with Zille herself, but with the idea that leadership change alone will instantly fix the water system. If the DA wins and Zille becomes mayor, she will inherit the legacy and neglect and the expectations of the people who marched. That dual reality is the tension at the heart of this moment. Looking ahead, there are several possible paths. One path is meaningful reform. The city could implement the protesters' demands, restore trust, fix infrastructure, stabilize water supply, and make governance more transparent. If that happens, it could be a model for other South African cities facing service delivery crises. For the DA and Helen Zille, success in Johannesburg could cement a reputation of delivery, but there are risks. If promises remain unfulfilled, leadership change may simply shift blame without real improvement. Trust may erode further. The problem might deepen. As the city's economy depends on reliable services, ongoing water shortage could drive investment away, increase inequality, degrade informal settlement conditions, and spur more unrest. The political future is also at stake. The protest signals that voters are motivated by tangible service delivery issues rather than simply brand allegiance. The outcome may influence national political dynamics and local election outcomes. For residents, the key question remains: will their voices and demands translate into action? The protest outside the council chambers could be the beginning of a movement for greater accountability, or it could fade into another unfulfilled promise. As we reflect on the scene, the march, the chants, and the demands, it is essential for us as observers to ask, what does service delivery mean in a 21st century city? How should leadership respond? How seriously do we treat the right to water? And how do ordinary citizens make their voices heard when infrastructure fails? The Johannesburg water crisis gives us a lens through which to examine governance, accountability, and social justice. It reminds us that when basic services fail, the legitimacy of government falters. It also reminds us that citizens retain agency. They march, they demand, they refuse to accept dry taps as normal. In closing, if you have made it this far, thank you for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please click subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos on South African politics and service delivery issues. I would love to hear your opinion. In the comments below, tell me what you think about the protests in Johannesburg. Do you believe leadership change is enough, or must deeper system reform follow? Also tell me if you think the DA under Helen Zille can actually turn this crisis around. What should be the first priority for the city? I read every comment, and I respond where I can. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.